Newcastle say no plans to sell Liverpool target after he says relationship can't continue, promises broken. Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak has said on social media that his relationship with the club can't continue, amid his desire to leave the side and his prolonged absence from the squad. Newcastle subsequently responded to the striker on Tuesday, saying that they were disappointed by Isak's post and that they do not foresee him leaving the club. Isak was not present at Tuesday's PFA Awards, where he was the only Newcastle player to be named in the Premier League team of the season. On August 1st, Premier League champions Liverpool saw an official bid worth a guaranteed £110 million rebuffed by Newcastle, whose position so far has been that the 25-year-old is not for sale. The Athletic reported on August 11th that Isak is adamant he will never represent Newcastle again, and that, even if the club refused to sell him and he remains on Tyneside when the transfer window closes, Isak regards his career at St. James's Park as finished and has no desire to reintegrate into the squad. The Sweden international did not travel with the side for their preseason tour in Asia and was not in the squad for Saturday's Premier League opener against Aston Villa. Addressing the situation publicly for the first time this summer, Isak wrote on social media that broken promises had led to the breakdown of his relationship with the club. "I'm proud to be recognized by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League Team of the Season for 2024-25, Isak wrote on his Instagram story. "First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle United who has supported me along the way. I'm not at the ceremony tonight. With everything going on, it didn't feel right to be there. I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now and why change is in the best interest of everyone, not just myself." In response, Newcastle released a club statement, saying that the criteria for a sale has not been met and they remain open to Isak rejoining the squad. "We are disappointed to have been alerted to a social media post by Alexander Isak this evening," said the club. "We are clear in response that Alex remains under contract and that no commitment has ever been made by a club official that Alex can leave Newcastle United this summer. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. As explained to Alex and his representatives, we must always take into consideration the best interests of Newcastle United, the team and our supporters in all decisions, and we have been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired. We do not foresee those conditions being met. This is a proud football club with proud traditions, and we strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family and will be welcomed back when he is ready to rejoin his teammates." Isak scored 27 goals in all competitions last season, including one in the Carabao Cup final, as Newcastle beat Liverpool 2-1 and ended their 70-year wait for a major domestic trophy. What has The Athletic reported on promises made to Isak? The Athletic reported on July 30th that minority owner Amanda Stavely discussed a new contract with Isak's camp over several months before she left the club in July last year. When Paul Mitchell joined the club as sporting director that summer, he did not believe the club had the PSR capacity to extend the striker's contract, and so the talks were postponed. Isak still had 4 years remaining on his deal and, on a salary of over £150,000 a week, was already firmly among Newcastle's highest earners. The Athletic was told that key decision-makers at the top of the club were aligned in coming to this view. Though not everyone at the club agreed with the approach, Newcastle decided to wait until they had strengthened their PSR position before revisiting the issue. Having finished 5th in the Premier League, qualified again for the Champions League, and sold Miguel Almiron, Lloyd Kelly, and Sean Longstaff, Newcastle are now in a space whereby they could offer Isak a deal which would comfortably make him the best paid player in the club's history. People at Newcastle claim this was communicated to Isak's camp, that they stressed how important he is to the club's ambitions, and that they understood talks would be picked up this summer instead. However, other people familiar with the situation say this change of approach and change in tone after the TLC of the Stavely era was a significant turning point. Isak's position hardened, a position which was relayed to Newcastle on several occasions. There was no fallout with Eddie Howe, but rather appreciation. There was no animosity towards Piff, but there was a determined view that, to compete for the very highest honors and be paid accordingly, it was time for him to move on. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alejandro Garnacho's transfer saga has exploded into life, with Fabrizio Romano confirming that the Manchester United sensation has turned down Bayern Munich and is now closing in on a shock move to Chelsea. The young Argentine star, already seen as one of the brightest prospects in world football, has made his intentions clear. He only wants Stamford Bridge. Bayern Munich thought they could tempt Garnacho with the prestige of the Bundesliga champions, but the winger gave them a firm no. The message is simple: he doesn't see his future in Germany. Instead, he sees himself lighting up London, wearing Chelsea blue, and becoming the centerpiece of Enzo Maresca's new project. Chelsea, for their part, are going all in. Negotiations with Manchester United are said to be progressing quickly, with the Blues determined to secure Garnacho's signature before any rivals can step in. For Maresca, Garnacho represents exactly the kind of player he wants to build around: fearless, fast, unpredictable, and capable of producing magic in the final third. The behind-the-scenes dynamics also work in Chelsea's favor. United CEO Omar Barada enjoys a strong relationship with Chelsea's hierarchy, a rare alignment that could help smooth the path for what would normally be a very complicated Premier League deal. And crucially, Garnacho himself is pushing for the move. His heart is set on Stamford Bridge. That player desire could prove decisive. For Manchester United, the prospect of losing Garnacho is nothing short of painful. The 20-year-old has been hailed as one of their future stars, already delivering standout performances in big games. His exit would not only leave a gap in Ten Hag's squad, but also send a message about the club's struggles to keep hold of their best young talent. For Chelsea, however, this could be a seismic signing. Bringing Garnacho to Stamford Bridge wouldn't just be about adding another winger, it would be about announcing Chelsea's return to the top table of European football. It would be a bold, aggressive move showing the rest of the Premier League that Chelsea are back in business. The window is heating up, the deal is advancing, and all eyes are now on Stamford Bridge. If Garnacho walks out in Chelsea blue this season, it won't just be another transfer story, it will be one of the most dramatic power shifts of the summer. Chelsea are reportedly on the brink of completing a deal to sign Manchester United forward. The reliable Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Garnacho is set to leave United before the close of the transfer window. After the player's relationship with Ruben Amorim irreparably broke down towards the end of last season, benched in the Europa League final, Garnacho clashed with Amorim and was told to find a new club. He's since been excluded from United's plans and favors a move to Chelsea despite other interests. Chelsea are keen on signing Garnacho and have held talks with United but haven't made an official bid, likely waiting to negotiate a lower fee. United, however, won't let him leave cheaply. Fabrizio Romano now reports Chelsea are close to a deal. Romano wrote on X, Chelsea are advancing in club-to-club talks for Alejandro Garnacho. Deal underway with Man United. Excellent relationship between United CEO Barada and Chelsea hierarchy. Garnacho only wants Chelsea and turned down an approach from Bayern in last 48 hours. No chance. Garnacho has privately confided to his friends that he will become a Chelsea player very soon. Crook further notes, Chelsea officials have instructed Garnacho to be patient and bide his time before they sign him, and club-to-club talks are expected to accelerate in the coming days. United have been quoting potential suitors, a transfer fee in the region of £50 million for their academy graduate. Chelsea are confident that they can drive this price down due to Garnacho's toxic relationship with Amorim. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
What Rio Ferdinand once said about Marc Guéhi proves he's perfect for Liverpool. Guéhi has been linked with a move to Liverpool, but it remains to be seen whether the Merseyside outfit will sign him in the coming weeks or wait for his contract to expire next year. Arne Slot has Giovanni Leone at his disposal after the Italian centre-back signed from Parma, but the England international's arrival would certainly be the cherry on top in L4. Ferdinand impressed by Liverpool target Guéhi during Euro 2024. Guéhi's first start for England in a major tournament came at Euro 2024 in the opening game against Serbia. The 25-year-old partnered Manchester City defender John Stones in the back line as the Three Lions won 1-0 at the Veltins Arena on June 16, 2024. Ferdinand was impressed by the Palace defender's demeanor on the ball and doesn't feel the Englishman is phased in the big matches, which is arguably perfect for the Reds. Speaking on the BBC, as relayed on the Eagles' website on June 17, 2024, the Manchester United icon said, Positionally, on the front foot, cool, calm, and collected. He doesn't want to be a superstar. He is a very humble young man. At 23 years old, he often captains Palace, a Premier League team. He doesn't look like he is going to be phased. I don't like emotional defenders, and he's not one of those. Ibrahima Konate to wave goodbye after Guehi signs. Ibrahima Konate looked out of sorts against Bournemouth in the 2025-26 campaign's Premier League curtain raiser. The French centre-back was defensively underwhelming and looked distracted by his contract situation at Anfield. Real Madrid have identified Konate as one of their targets for next summer, with the 26-year-old's contract expiring at the end of the season. With Konate's future uncertain, it would make sense for Liverpool to cash in on him before the ongoing transfer window concludes. If the Reds sign Guehi in the coming weeks, they may be able to afford to sell the French centre-back to Madrid or other interested clubs for a decent fee instead of losing him as a free agent. The Palace defender arguably has all the attributes to succeed at Anfield, and he should replace Konate, who doesn't seem committed to Slot's project in L4. Liverpool fans are certain of Guehi's signing after what he did following Chelsea draw. Marc Guehi is subject to serious interest from Liverpool this summer. Guehi has reportedly agreed personal terms with Liverpool as they look to bolster their centre-back options after Jarell Quansah joined Bayer Leverkusen. The 25-year-old started in the Community Shield at Wembley last weekend, in which Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace on penalties after a 2-2 draw. Steve Parish stated after the Wembley clash that Guehi may need to be sold by Crystal Palace as he enters the final year of his contract. The Eagles drew 0-0 away at Chelsea in their Premier League opener, and what happened afterwards has been lauded by Liverpool fans. Guehi snubs Oliver Glasner after Palace draw at Chelsea. Palace played out a controversial goalless draw at Stamford Bridge, as VAR ruled out Eberechi's free kick as Guehi was too close to the wall. After the game, Eagles boss Oliver Glasner went onto the pitch to shake hands with the players, a common gesture in modern football. However, the England defender inadvertently snubbed his manager's attempted handshake and went straight down the tunnel, which bemused the Austrian as well as Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, who has also been linked with a move to Anfield this summer. Roy Keane criticized Glasner for going on the pitch instead of going down the tunnel, but fans focused on Guehi's actions and how bad the optics look in terms of a move away from Selhurst Park. Liverpool fans confident that Guehi's head has been turned. Reds fans have been crying out for centre-back reinforcements this summer, especially after events in pre-season. Liverpool have been criticized for their defending in the 4-2 over Bournemouth, with Ibrahima Konate coming under fire for his poor performances recently. The sight of Guehi's snubbing of Glasner has come with intrigue to large parts of the Liverpool fanbase, who are now certain that the defender only wants to move to Anfield. The Reds have been able to attract high-level talent to a level never seen before at Anfield, as the phrase, "only wants Liverpool," has been echoed many times this transfer window. If Liverpool can sign both Guehi and Alexander Isak in the last 2 weeks of the window, then most will believe the title race is a foregone conclusion. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Guehi snubs Oliver Glasner after Palace draw at Chelsea. Palace played out a controversial goalless draw at Stamford Bridge, as VAR ruled out Eberechi's free kick as Guehi was too close to the wall. After the game, Eagles boss Oliver Glasner went onto the pitch to shake hands with the players, a common gesture in modern football. However, the England defender inadvertently snubbed his manager's attempted handshake and went straight down the tunnel, which bemused the Austrian as well as Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, who has also been linked with a move to Anfield this summer. Roy Keane criticized Glasner for going on the pitch instead of going down the tunnel, but fans focused on Guehi's actions and how bad the optics look in terms of a move away from Selhurst Park. Liverpool fans confident that Guehi's head has been turned. Reds fans have been crying out for centre-back reinforcements this summer, especially after events in pre-season. Liverpool have been criticized for their defending in the 4-2 over Bournemouth, with Ibrahima Konate coming under fire for his poor performances recently. The sight of Guehi's snubbing of Glasner has come with intrigue to large parts of the Liverpool fanbase, who are now certain that the defender only wants to move to Anfield. The Reds have been able to attract high-level talent to a level never seen before at Anfield, as the phrase, "only wants Liverpool," has been echoed many times this transfer window. If Liverpool can sign both Guehi and Alexander Isak in the last 2 weeks of the window, then most will believe the title race is a foregone conclusion. Thanks for watching. Stay for the next content. Don't forget to like and subscribe.